stressing that the notification for application of provisions of Code of Criminal Procedure and the Code of Civil Procedure will not affect the powers of District Council courts. Chief Minister Conrad Sangma said that the cabinet decision was only to ensure district session courts can function and judicial magistrates can draw their powers from an act.
This basic decision that has been made by the government to come out with this notification has been done purely to complete the process of segregation between the executive and the judiciary. In the beginning, when the executive and judiciary were together, the ADC in charge of judiciary used to act as the judge in a district court. And hence, the powers were derived from a 1937 law or rule that was passed, which mentioned that the DCs will act as judges. And hence, all the powers that the ADC judiciary drew was based on that particular 1937 law. Now, when the decision was made to bifurcate the ADC, segregate the judiciary from the executive, we appointed judicial magistrates. The 1937 law does not mention anything about a judicial magistrate. But the segregation has taken place, so the ADC judiciary ceases to exist. And hence now we have what we call the judicial magistrates. The question arises that how or from where does the ADC, the judicial magistrate, draw their powers from? It's as simple as that. And hence, in order to allow the judicial magistrate to continue what the ADC judicial was doing, this notification had to be done. So my point being that the sole purpose of coming out with this notification is only to allow the judicial magistrate, after the segregation process, to now exercise the powers and do the job that the ADC judiciary was doing before. And hence this notification has come out. It in no way impacts the functioning of the ADC, of the district councils, and in no ways is going to take their power. And the simple reason is because what we have done is we have only notified. If tomorrow is there any complication or confusion that arises, in case, which I'm pretty sure it will not, in that case, the district councils can easily go to court, and the section 4 and para 5 of the 6th schedule clearly defines the powers that the district council courts have. And hence, even if this notification were to be misread by somebody else in the future, the constitutional protection is there, which is fully there with the district councils. And hence, there is no question of any kind of interference or any kind of overlapping or getting into the jurisdiction of the district council courts, and they will function as they were functioning before. And now the judicial magistrates will simply take over the work that was being done by the ADC judiciary. And this had to be done because now the ADC judiciaries don't exist. It's the judicial magistrates. And since they don't have powers, they can withdraw from the 1937 law. And hence this notification is required to ensure that the district session courts can function and the judicial magistrates can exercise their powers. So it's a very simple thing. We have called the district councils, couple of times, and once I have chaired the meeting myself, and we have shared these concerns and points with them, and they have understood the whole point. So now the question of them mentioning about notification of exemption and all, it's already is exempted. There's no need for it to say, and the Constitution gives ample protection to the district council courts, and hence there is nothing to be worried and nothing to be concerned about. As I said, the objective of this notification is mainly and solely to ensure that the judicial magistrates under the district sessions courts can exercise their power, and it will not affect the powers of the district council courts. I'm sure that they have understood. I think they just want the notification to be slightly more clearer, so that tomorrow nobody uses this notification and tries to encroach into their power. I think that's what the concern of the district council is. But my reply to that is that, see, notifications, we can keep changing the words and keep changing and adding to it. But ultimately, the biggest protection that they have is the Constitution and the 6th schedule itself. And para 4 and 5 have defined the powers in that, and they derive the powers from that. And hence, there's no question of one notification of government of Meghalaya overruling the entire constitutional provisions. And hence, we can keep making this notification better. But it's at 99%, for example, and they want it to be 100%. So I understand their concerns, but let me give the assurance to everybody that with this notification, there will be no question of any kind of encroachment or interference into the functioning of the courts that are run by the district council.